Good, happy Wednesday is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. I'm Riley King and welcome to WRMK News 12. We got a lot of news to get to on this Wednesday, so let's get started and begin right now. First up, report finds New Hampshire woman facing economic strain, mental health challenges. A new report from the New Hampshire Women's Foundation offers a detailed look at status of women across the state, drawing on census data and other public records to assess key areas including health, safety, education, economic sustainability, and leadership representation. The findings point to a significant financial pressure facing women, particularly mothers, as the state's rising cost of living continues to outpace wages. Housing cost, expensive childcare, and the percent gender wage gap are among the contributing factors. We know that data-driven research needs to be the foundation of any policy and laws that are impacting women and girls, said the CEO of New Hampshire Women's Foundation. We are proud to be bold voices for women and girls. As I say often, being told that is political should not keep us quiet. The report also reveals concerning mental health trends. More than half of women in the state report experiencing poor mental health. And while New Hampshire is not notable for having women in many of its highest elected positions, the foundation notes a stark disparity in local government representation where women remain significantly underrepresented. Jury convicts New Hampshire man of murder in fatal shooting of children's mother. A New Hampshire jury has found Dustin Duran guilty of second-degree murder in the shooting death of his wife, Caitlin, the mother of his two young children. The verdict follows a trial that includes testimony about the ensuing Amber Alert and dramatic accounts of the arrest. Duran, who admitted to shooting his wife before driving away with the children, was also convicted of reckless conduct with a deadly weapon and child endangerment. The jury, composed of 6 men and 6 women, deliberated about 3 hours before returning the verdicts. As they were read aloud, Duran placed his hands on his head and appeared visibly distressed. During the trial, jurors heard testimony from a woman who spotted Duran's vehicle and alerted police. They also viewed body camera footage capturing his arrest. Duran took the stand in his own defense, arguing that he believed he was acting to protect his children. He testified that his wife had demanded money he couldn't provide and threatened to report him for kidnapping. He described the struggle over one of the children, claiming that fear for their safety led him to reach for a gun. I grabbed her forward to get some sort of distance between her and his wife. I pull her forward and then fire, Duran told the court, describing the moments leading up to the shooting. He said the realization that he had shot someone he cared about came only after he placed the children in his vehicle. Prosecutors challenged his justification, pressing him on his martial arts training in physical strength. Duran acknowledged he was stronger than his wife. After the shooting, Duran recorded a video message for his parents to show the children were unharmed and called his mother to say he had shot his wife. He testified that he planned to turn off his phone and head west. When questioned by prosecutors, Duran admitted he did not consider calling police at the time. The children were later located safely in Keene, and Duran was taken into custody. The Assistant Attorney General, Bethany Durand, praised investigators for their work. Everything was right in this case, and the jury agreed with that, she said. The defense offered no comments following the verdict. Duran, now in custody of the Department of Corrections, is expected to be sentenced as early as December. State Police honor fallen Staff Sergeant Jesse Shirley 4 years after deadly crash. New Hampshire State Police on Tuesday honored Staff Sergeant Jesse Shirley, who was killed 4 years ago in the line of duty. Shirley died on October 28th, 2021, when a tractor trailer struck his cruiser on Interstate 95 in Portsmouth. He had been working a paving detail in a mobile construction zone at the time of the crash. During a morning observance, state police leaders reflected on Shirley's legacy and the lasting impact he left on the department. The impact that he had on the state police and his community is still seen today, and our troopers go out every day and try to live up his example that he left for all of us, said Cole Mark Hall, the agency's director. Earlier this year, New Hampshire expanded its move over law and renamed it Shirley's Law in his honor, strengthening protections for first responders and road crews working along the state's highways. New Hampshire advances emergency plan as SNAP funding nears cutoff. With federal food assistance dollars set to run out in just 4 days aimed the ongoing government shutdown, the New Hampshire officials are moving forward with a continuous plan to support residents who rely on Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. The Trump administration has said it will not tap into a contingency fund to maintain SNAP benefits, a move Democrats argued contradicts the purpose of the reserve approved earlier this year to safeguard payments during a shutdown. New Hampshire typically receives more than 12 million per month in federal funding to help nearly 75,000 households. To bridge the gap, state lawmakers are backing a proposal to allocate 2 million for New Hampshire Food Bank's mobile pantry program. This is a band-aid, said Lori Weaver, commissioner of the Department of Health and Human Services. Observably, we're hopeful this will carry us through the month of November. The measures still require approval from the Executive Council on Wednesday. Officials estimate it would take about a week to launch the expanded mobile pantry operation once authorized. State Senator Tim Lang, a Republican from San Bernardino, said the plan reflects proactive state leadership, but stressed it is only a short-term solution. It's great the governor is moving forward, looking for our New Hampshire citizens, Lang said. Taking care of our SNAP recipients is really important. I encourage our federal delegation to vote for a budget and move this thing forward. Democrat leaders maintain the crisis could have been prevented. The Trump administration could use reserves that are designated exactly for this program, SNAP, and they're not, said House Democrat leader Alexis Simpson. She also called on Governor Kelly Ayotte to press federal officials more directly. Right now, she really needs to pick up the phone and call her friends in Washington and make sure that the Republicans and the government shut down, Simpson said. Ayotte responded that the state is focused on protecting families while urging federal leaders to resolve the impasse. Here in New Hampshire, we are making sure that families impacted by the shutdown have access to the support they need, she said in a statement. I have made it clear that the politicians in Washington need to get their act together and reopen the government. Trump says it's too bad he cannot seek a third term, citing high poll numbers. President Donald Trump remarked that it was too bad he is unable to run for a third term in office, while highlighting what he described as the strongest polling numbers of his political career. And that does it for this edition of WRMK News 12 on this Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in and watching, and have a great rest of your Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Bye.